Hello students, my name is Prafulata Hundre and today I am going to start the first unit of construction technology. So the first unit is soil and its properties. Soil in Hindi is called as mitti. Being a civil engineer, understanding the concepts related to soil becomes very necessary. Why? Because whatever structures or buildings it may be houses, dam, bridges, roads, etc. We are going to construct it on ground, and the topmost layer of the ground is soil. So understanding the properties of soil, types of soil, and the strength it is going to withstand of the building is we are going to study it in the lesson called as soil and its properties. Okay, so firstly we will go for definition of the soil. So the definition of the soil is an upper layer of earth in which the plant grows. Okay, so the soil can be in black or brown color and it consists of the mixture of organic remains, clay or the rock particles. Another definition for soil is unaggregated or uncemented deposit of minerals or organic particles or the organic fragments. It also includes material like boulders, sand, gravel, silt and clay. It tends to be in range of mm to micron. After understanding the definition of soil and the importance of soil, now let us study what are the classifications of soil, means how the soils are being divided into subcategories. So basically it is divided into three categories. First one is soft soil, or it is also called as yielding soil. Second is spreading soil. Thirdly, rocky soil, or it is also called as hard soil. So these are the three categories. We will be studying one by one in details. The first one is soft soil. Soft soil is also called as yielding soil. As I already told you, it is also called as yielding soil. These are compressible soils. Before understanding compressible soil, understand what is compressible. Compressible means it can be compressed, or we can reduce the volume of such type of soil. After reducing the volume of such type of soil, it gets stronger, or the strength of the soil can be increased after it is compressed. Okay. The third point is these are ordinary soil. Example: clay, loam, common earth. These are the examples for soft soil. Next one is these soils can be loaded within reasonable limit. Reasonable limit means you can load it at very shorter or the lighter load. You can't go for heavy loads for soft soils. Then it is suitable for ordinary or light structures. Understanding? You can only construct the light structures on such type of soil. You cannot go for heavier structures on soft soil. So the next one is spreading soil. Spreading soil, as the name represents, spreading means if the soil is been loaded, it is going to spread. Understanding? Whatever, if you are going to construct any structures, it is going to spread. So this is not a suitable soil for construction. Understanding? These are non-cohesive soil. Non-cohesive means the particle among the soils are not going to attract to each other. Means they are going to move away from each other. So they are going to separate from each other. These are the non-cohesive soils. These soils spread out when loaded. Okay, whenever the load is going to be applied on such type of soil, it is going to spread. But if the soil is confined, prevent soil from spreading. Okay, if you are going to put any conformity, or you are going to put any conformity around the soil, you are going to avoid it from spreading. So you can use it for construction as well. Fine. Then the third point is these soils can be compressed and loaded considerably. When the soil is compressed, means when the volume of the soil is been reduced, you can load it considerably. The example for such type of soils are sand, gravels and maram. Okay, these are the example for which type of soil, those are spreading soil. Next is rocky soils or hard soil. Okay, rocky, with the name you can understand these are the hardest soil on which you can go for the heavier structures. So these are the best soils to be for construction. Okay, the first point is these are incompressible soils and strong. These are incompressible and strong soil. They can withstand heavy loads. Okay, it can withstand the heavier loads without yielding. Yielding means it will not change its shape. Fine. They are suitable for heavy structures. You can construct the heavy structures on rocky soils such as multi-story buildings, overhead tanks, dams, etc. Okay. So the example for rocky soils are solid rocks. Stony soils are the example for hard rock. After understanding the classification, now the next one is field classification of soil, which means on field. Okay, you can't go for any testing for soil on the ground. Okay, so with the naked eyes you should be able to identify the type of soil with your naked eyes or with the size of the grain. So this is called as field identification of soil. With the help of the size you can broadly divide the soil in two categories, which is coarse grained soil and fine grained soil. Coarse grained and fine grained soil. So the first one is coarse grained soil. Coarse grained soil can be easily identified with the naked eyes on basis of the grain size. Whatever is the size, depending upon that you will understand which is coarse grained soil and which is the fine grained soil. Second point is the major coarse grained materials are gravels and sand. The two important materials are gravels and sand. Okay. Third is sometimes it can be further divided on basis of significant percentage of sand, silt or clay. It can be a sandy gravel, silty gravel or the clayey gravel. So the coarse grained soil is again subdivided into coarse grained soil is further classified as boulders, cobble and gravel. Okay, these are the again three subcategories. Fine. So we will study one by one. Boulders. The size of the boulders are greater than 30 centimeter, means it is greater than 30 centimeter in diameter. So the explanation about boulders are those are round to angular, bulky in size and hard rocks. So the second one is cobble. Cobble size varies from 30 centimeter to 80 centimeter, and the explanation about it is again round to angular, bulky in shape and hard. Those are the hard materials. Third one is gravels. Gravel size varies from 80 mm to 4.75 mm, and the explanation about it is angular to round to angular and hard rocks. So this is the three categories, and it is going to vary in categories depending upon the sizes of it. So the next one is fine grained soil. Fine grained soil means the fine grained soils are sand, clay or silt. These are the examples for fine grained soil. So they can be also divided depending upon the composition, whether it is organic soil or whether it is the inorganic soil. So again the fine grained soil is sub-classified into sand, silt and clay. So sand is, we use it for construction, sand. So sand is again subdivided according to the size. First is coarse sand, medium sand and fine sand. Coarse sand varies from 4.75 mm to 2 mm. Medium sand varies from 2 mm to 425 microns. And fine sand varies from 425 microns to 75 microns. Depending upon the size of the sand, it is again divided as coarse grained sand, medium sand and fine sand. Okay, the next is silt. So the silt size is less than 75 microns. The explanation is these are identified by plastic or non-plastic behavior of silt. Understanding? There is no strength when it is air dried. Whenever there is no contact of water, it does not contain any strength. Next is clay. The size of the clay is less than 0.002 meter. Okay, description is it exhibits the plastic properties. It have considerable strength. It have little strength when it is air dried. But what about silt? It does not contain any strength, but as with the clay, it contain little strength when it is air dried. Okay. Now this is the same. Whatever I have told is represented in the form of the table. Okay, and this I'll be giving you the notes which you can study. Whatever queries are there, you can contact me. Thank you.